Questions or?
Yes, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's how you normally open up with a statement?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's how it goes. I'm learning. Josh, go ahead.
Orion.
Maybe next time I'll be prepared.
Go ahead, Orion.
You guys are playing a drop coverage against ball screens. Can you sort of take us through the nuances of that coverage, why it makes sense for you guys, and what you're looking for big men to do there?
Well, we have different coverages on how we play pick and rolls. Just so happened for some adjustments that we made for that particular game. I just felt that that coverage was one that we wanted to explore. And yes, I knew that there were going to be some paint touches that we would be giving up. I knew there were going to be a lot of pull-up jumpers. Fortunate enough, some didn't go in.
Mm-hmm. And then what's the adjustment for players, like especially the big men, when they're used to hard hedging the previous 2 seasons as basically their exclusive ball screen coverage?
Oh, that was exclusive ball screen coverage last year, you're saying?
Basically, yeah, most of what they did, based on what I saw. But if you see it differently.
Well, we have different packages. So like I stated earlier, we all have to get uncomfortable with trying new things. Fortunate enough, I have very smart, high IQ ball players that know how to adjust and be able to learn new ways, nuances of the game of basketball.
Down front with Austin.
You obviously talked about it yesterday in the statement you put out, but how good was it to get Zeb Jackson's letter in the fold, and could you just talk about what excites you the most about him?
Well, I'm super happy that Zeb decided to sign here at the University of Michigan. He's going to be a great addition to our team. High character guy, beautiful family. His skill set fits our style of play, but Zeb as a person, great guy, great student. He's a Michigan kid.
Connor?
Coach, Adrian started against Creighton again, but only finished with 11 minutes. So what do you kind of need to see from him going forward to maybe increase that playing time?
Well, Adrian is a very hard worker. He provides outside shooting for his team. Just so happened David Julius was playing well, so we decided to go with David. He gave us some big minutes defensively as well as offensively. It's always going to be someone else next man up, but all our guys would know to stay ready, including Cole Badgerma as well as CJ and many others.
What specifically has David been able to do that's impressed you so far?
Well, David, he stays locked in, knowing the game plan, working hard to understand his opponent, who he's guarding. He's doing a fantastic job of being more of a floor leader as a point guard. But I've used him in a combo guard situations, as you witnessed. I've played him out there with Eli and Xavier. So David is smart enough to adjust and know how to adapt when he's out there with 2 other guards.
James?
Juwan, going back to the defense, and obviously that was what you focused on with the Heat, and this Michigan, you're one of the better teams in the nation the past 2 years. I guess how much did your defensive philosophy and maybe principles overlap or align with what was already in place here in DeVille?
Somewhat similar, but also added more. Like I stated earlier, added another way how we would guard ball screens. Added how we would guard catch and shoot players. So fortunate enough that the players they're smart enough, they pick it right up through practice and more reps. But they trust, and so do I. We trust as far as what we have in place that will give us the best chance to win.
And how do you balance maybe with wanting to kind of maybe push the pace on offense, but not making sure you guys don't kind of get sped up on the other end?
Well, the game is all about possessions. Taking care of the basketball is one of them. The game is also about making smart decisions on time and possession. So we have a good balance attack. We understand that the opponents that we're facing, their strengths and what they are trying to generate from how we play. We want to make sure that we not try to adapt to them, continue to play the way how we feel to give us the best chance of winning.
Andrew?
Juwan, you played 8 guys each of the first 2 games. Is that your preferred number for any given game? And I guess if so, why?
No, it's not my preferred number. day you might see I might play 10, or maybe play 12. It all depends on time and situation.
Ryan?
Going back to the ball screen coverages, as someone who isn't as familiar with the drop coverages, can you sort of explain and take us through the advantages of that type of coverage and why you guys like doing that against some teams?
Well, drop coverage, as you call it, because that's not what I call it, so I don't know exactly what drop coverage you're referring to. I know that, you know, at times we will play up on ball screens, and at times we will play below a ball screen, lower on ball screens. So that's the way how I would define it.
I was referring to when in the game the center dropped back and then the guard went over the screen and tried to pressure the ball handler as he's coming down. And it seemed like you guys were looking for, I don't know, floaters, pull-ups. Is that part of the advantages of playing that coverage, trying to get those type of shots from the other team?
Well, that was what the other team decided they felt was an opportunity to take a shot that was the best shot for them. The most important thing for us is that we contest the shot, whether you're contesting it in front, with your chest in front, or if you're contesting the shot with a side rear view contest. So as long as you get some type of hand up contesting the shot, we will live with the results.
Max?
You spoke about this a little bit, but I'm wondering what about David's skill set specifically allows him to be able to play off the ball in some of those 2 and even 3-point guard lineups?
Well, David, with him as being a strong, athletic, a quick guy, I trusted the fact that he can play on the ball and off the ball defensively. From an offensive standpoint, he's really good at using ball screens. He's also very good at reading possessions where being an active cutter when there's opportunities to cut. He's smart enough to know that making shots from the outside when the ball kicks to him, when he has the open shot, he takes it. He can shoot the ball very well from 3, so he's always in here working on his game. Like today, for example, he was in here working out. I didn't get a chance to see him, but I heard him.
Did you know right away that he'd be able to play off the ball, or is that something you realized throughout the first few practices?
I found that out when I had a chance to watch on film some of the past games that Michigan played in the Big Ten season. And then this summer, when we had summer workouts for those 4 hours per week, I got a chance to see his skill set and what's best suited for him, and also for this team. You get a chance to really evaluate your players on their weakness, on their strengths, and also their weaknesses, and what areas that you can do as a coach and as the coaching staff to improve those areas that need to work on. Now that we've been practicing and implementing our offense and how he fits within the offense, I just feel I can use him as a combo guard.
James?
Juwan, I guess, are there any benchmarks or numbers that you look to measure your team's defensive performance after each game?
Well, I always look at analytics, and I evaluate by our defensive numbers and offensive numbers. Analytics truly is a part of the game that helps you game plan for your opponents and also a game plan for how you would play offensively. So it's very helpful.
Is there a certain stat analytically, like contest rate or defense rebound percentage?
We have that, but we keep that in house. Yes.
Brandon?
Creighton didn't have a ton of size, Coach, and you had that 3-guard lineup. Was that game specific, or is that a lineup you think could be effective against anybody because of the way those 3 guys play?
Well, we didn't adjust because of the fact they had small 3 guards out there, whatever you want to call it. If you look at our numbers, we missing a guy because of injury. It's Franz Wagner.
Yeah.
You have to be next man up type of mentality. For us, we have a backcourt of Xavier Simpson, as you know, Adrian Nunez, David DeJulius, Eli Brooks, and Cole Bajma sometime will play in the guard position. So, we're just going to roll with that rotation. Whoever has the hot hand, doesn't mean that I'm going to put, one traditional point guard and a traditional 2-guard. Like I stated earlier, it's all hands on deck.
Andrew?
What can you tell us about Elon? For those who have never seen the team play on tape or anything like that.
Well, they're a very good outside shooting team. They shoot a ton of threes. They shoot very well from the three-point line. In transition, they love to get out, score in transition. They're not like how the team we faced the other night on Tuesday, as far as Creighton, they get up in transition quickly. Whether they're looking for twos or threes, doesn't matter. More with Elon, they've done a really good job of shooting the ball from the outside. Yes, some would say they're undersized, but they play hard and they compete hard. Obviously, each and every player on that team, I'm sure, feel that they're not well respected in college basketball. But here in Michigan, we respect every opponent that we face.
One last one.
It's a recruiting question, just to obviously, you had Zeb sign yesterday. In terms of your other commit, are you still keeping your fingers crossed, or are you expecting him to sign?
Still forging ahead.
Coach, that's gonna do
Short
it.
and sweet.